just talk me through, I guess, after the Florida game. It's a great win. You're bussing home. You're keeping track of the Oregon UC Irvine games, I guess, depending on if Irvine won, you get a home game. Then you find out Oregon wins, and then before you know it, you got to tell your guys, don't sleep in. We got to pack up and get ready to get on a cross country flight. So how crazy was that process? And are you guys getting acclimated to Oregon now that you've been there a couple of days?
Well, I'll take the last part first. Yeah, we are getting acclimated. Guys are getting used to being out here, 3 hour time change. So there's an adjustment there, but this has been good. We've been here for a few days. That's going to help. Yeah, going back to the beginning. Yeah, after the game, we didn't have an idea, who we would play, so we had to wait and see. And then we weren't sure of the game day. Was it going to be Saturday or was it going to be Sunday? And so all that was going to, determine our travel plan. And so and travel plan, either way, we felt it would be better to leave out on Thursday, if the game was on Saturday, obviously, but if the game was on Sunday, then that would give us a chance to get a couple of days here, a Friday and a Saturday to get acclimated. So I think it worked out. The guys were great. Everybody was accommodating, on the short notice is how it should be because it's all about preparing to try to win. And I thought everyone handled it very well.
Stands out about Oregon when you watched them on tape?
Just their length. They're one of the tallest and biggest teams in the nation. Multiple 7-footers, 6'11", 6'8", 6'9". They're very long. They're athletic. They play really well in transition. They're really good on the offensive boards on the glass, and they have a really good low post score. So they're very, very good. Very dangerous basketball team. And like I said, their size and length probably is the thing that is probably most disruptive.
Yeah, I just asked Taylor Hendricks, maybe if they remind you of anyone. Is it Oklahoma State? Is that kind of the comparison that comes to mind? Because I can't recall many teams that had that sort of length that you guys played this year.
Well, I would say the two teams that had that kind of length for us is of course Oklahoma State and Florida State. I think both of those teams are really big and long. So there's some similarities with the size, with both of those teams as well.
You've coached at Oregon. You're one of you have that experience of being in that campus and being in that arena. What's it like to play there?
Well, I tell you what, they have a great atmosphere here. I mean, the arena is really nice. With spring break, I'm not sure who is around as far as student athletes. I'm not sure about that, but they have a committed fan base that'll come out and support the team. So they bring a lot of energy, and they're really good in this building. When they get momentum here, you can feel it in this building because it becomes electric. The players feed off of that, and that's something we have to try to, diminish. We can't let them get too much momentum and get on runs because it will allow their crowd to get in the game and impact what's going on.
Dana Altman has been at Oregon a good while. I think since 2010, you've gone head to head with him numerous times. Just what stands out about him as a coach?
Great coach, great man. He's had a lot of success. He's done well with his program and, on and off the court with his players. He's done a very good job. They'll have a really good style of play. Offensively, they'll move the basketball, share it well with each other, execute defensively. They're going to mix their defenses up. That's what he's typically done. And in scouting him, he hadn't, changed that too much. So there's still a lot of similarities when I was in the league. And they've done a good job.
What have you seen from CJ since the conference tournament? He's played a great season, but he's even taken it to a different level. What have you noticed from him here over the last week or so?
I think CJ is really, he's realizing, like all, especially seniors and fifth-year seniors, it's coming to an end. And I think that sense of urgency, that also not wanting your career just to end, want to keep playing and want to keep competing, all those things factor in. And I think it creates an environment and a mindset for a player like CJ that you see what he's capable of doing when now kind of like your back is up against the wall, to be quite frank. And what are you going to do? And you're seeing him respond and showing us what he's going to do. He's going to go out playing his best basketball.
Michael Durr's in those same shoes as CJ Kelly. As the end is near for him, this is going to be it for him playing college basketball. We talked to him a few minutes ago, and he just kind of talked about how excited he is for this opportunity. Didn't know they were going to have it, and just the guys are talking about they want to get to Las Vegas, they want to get to the finals. So, what are you seeing from guys like that? I mean, I take it this team, given how they looked at Florida the other night, this team seems fired up to make a run in this thing.
No, absolutely. I told you we're excited and grateful for the opportunity when we were selected, and so I think you see that in the conversations you've had with our guys and with their play. And so for us, just a function of, for Michael Durr and all of our upperclassmen, they've been terrific. In the locker room, their leadership. They've been really good with our team, and so you want to have this team go out the right way and go out winning. And so that's our goal. And it's because of guys like Michael Durr and C.J. Kelly, Ithiel, and Brandon Suggs that I think our mindset is where it needs to be, and it's focused on just one game at a time and trying to find a way to be successful.
The success you had in the Bahamas in the tournament, does that help these guys too? Like you play Florida and you get prepared for a new opponent, and in the short notice, does that help having gone through that?
I think it does. I think anytime you have those preseason tournaments and even the postseason conference tournament, I think all that helps because you're in familiar territory. All those things are very similar. It's one and done. You either win or you go home. And so by putting your team in that position in preseason and then you're going and doing that again in your conference tournament in March, I think prepares you for postseason play like this because you've been doing it a few times now, so you're somewhat accustomed to it.
What did you like most about the other night against Florida? What really stood out to you about your team?
Well, as much as I talk about it, and you know how much I do that, Brandon, is I thought it was one of our best defensive efforts of the season. I thought really to hold that team under 50, it took a heck of an effort. And I thought we were flying all over the place. We were everywhere. I felt we had 6 or 7 guys on the floor at times defensively. And that's what we want to see. That's how we would like to play. So I would say that was the thing that really stood out the most, was just how focused and how, in our effort that we put on the defensive end.
You've mentioned obviously when you were going through the injuries, getting the guys back, getting them back to gelling again. Do you feel with the conference tournament there, you've kind of back to that gel where you were, would you think you would be? Are you close to where you thought you would be with getting everybody back?
No, absolutely. I thought it was a matter of time getting for most part, almost all of our guys back. CJ Walker never made it back, but the rest of the guys did. And so absolutely, with the group that we had, I thought we could be very competitive. I thought we had a chance to beat anyone we could compete against. And I still believe that. And so these guys are starting to round into, what we thought. And it's just a process for them. Every group is different. You have 9 new guys trying to come together in the short season for us because a lot of them didn't get here until September, basically. That makes for challenging times, but throughout it all, our guys were very competitive. They gave us a chance to win almost every game, and that's all you can ask for. Guys give that type of effort and that type of energy, and they learn to play together. You got to remember, you have so many new players. Everybody, comes from a different situation, and so everybody's kind of been the man where they were or one of the main guys. And then you come to a team like this, and you have 9 new guys. You have to try to bind to a different role. Your role may not be for you to be one of the top, one of the leading field goal percentage shooters. Maybe we just need you for defense, or maybe we just need you for screening or rebounding. And so you have to take on different roles than you may have had to take on where you were. And there's an adjustment period with that. And I think that's what you see a lot of teams are going through. We've gone through it, but I think our guys have gotten better from this experience.
Last question. I just spent a few days at Amway there, ran into a lot of the Duke media there that brought you up and said a lot of nice things about you. They were excited about you and the move to the Big 12 and think you've done a great job here considering the injuries and throughout. What does that mean to get that support? I don't know if you hear it, but people at Duke, everybody, even Coach Shire said nice things about you. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. I mean, I didn't know because I haven't heard it until you just mentioned it. But of course, that makes you feel good. That your peers and people that are watching and following, just have positive things to share about you or positive things to share about what we're doing as an organization. So no, I feel good about it. I'm thankful. But as you know, we're just working hard. We're here in Oregon trying to prepare, to put our best foot forward tomorrow. And so for me, I'm happy that guys, had a lot of positive things to say about us. But I'm also really just focused on what we have to do right now.